Tsushima Island, November 4th, 1274. 80 samurai warriors stand on Komoda beach, watching the horizon. Their commander is a 67-year-old man named Sō Sukekuni, deputy governor of this island for 12 years, protector of these shores for his entire life. Behind him, the villages sleep, fishermen, farmers, families who have never seen war. Then they see it. Not one ship, not 10, 900 vessels materializing from the darkness like a swarm. The largest invasion fleet in Japanese history, stretching from one end of the bay to the other, so thick you can't see the ocean between them. 30,000 soldiers packed onto those decks, Mongols, Koreans, Chinese, Jurchens, an army that has already conquered half the known world. And 80 men stand between them and Japan. Sukekuni sends a small boat, 4 samurai rowing toward the fleet, not to attack, to negotiate, to ask what these ships want. Standard protocol, civilized warfare, the way samurai had always conducted war. Before the boat reaches the first ship, arrows rain down. The samurai never had a chance to speak. 2 are dead before they can turn the boat around. The others row back through a wall of arrows, one collapsing over his oar with a shaft through his throat. By 4 a.m. the landing begins. This isn't the story Hollywood told you. This isn't the video game you played. This is what actually happened when the Mongol Empire decided Japan would be next. And what happened to Tsushima Island in the days that followed makes every samurai legend look like a fairy tale. If you believe these stories deserve to be told, hit subscribe, because what comes next, your history teacher never mentioned. All source material for this information will be dropped in the comment section. You should check them out for detailed understanding. To understand what hit Tsushima that November morning, you need to understand what the Mongol Empire was in 1274. The largest empire in human history, 12 million square miles, from Poland to Korea, from Siberia to Syria, 1/4 of Earth's land surface under the hooves of Mongol cavalry. Genghis Khan had died in 1227, but his grandson Kublai had picked up where grandpa left off. By 1274, Kublai Khan controlled China, controlled Korea, controlled territories so vast his messengers needed fresh horses every 25 miles just to deliver a letter across his empire. And now he wanted Japan, not because Japan had attacked him, not because Japan posed a threat, because Japan had refused to bow. In 1266, Kublai sent diplomats to Japan with a simple message: submit, become a vassal state, send tribute, acknowledge Mongol supremacy. Japan's response? Silence. They didn't even reply. Kublai sent more envoys in 1268. The Kamakura shogunate, Japan's military government led by Hojo Tokimune, considered the letter an insult. They drafted a response, then decided not to send it. Why waste words on barbarians? When Kublai's diplomats arrived in 1271, Japanese samurai met them at the shore, armed, hostile. The Mongols were placed under military custody, denied an audience with Japan's leaders, told to leave and never return. One of the diplomats, a man named Zhao Liangbi, waited 2 years for a response that never came. When he returned to China in 1273, he was furious. He told Kublai the Japanese were mannerless barbarians, not worth conquering, that invading those islands would waste the empire's resources on people who deserved nothing but contempt. Kublai disagreed. Insults demanded answers. Silence demanded correction. In April 1274, he ordered the construction of an invasion fleet in Korea. 900 ships, 30,000 men. Destination: Japan. The Japanese knew it was coming. Shrines and temples across the country received orders to pray for the repulsion of foreign troops. The government suspended regular duties and focused entirely on building defenses around Kyushu, Japan's southernmost main island. Coastal watchtowers went up. Local lords mobilized their samurai. But Tsushima was first. Tsushima Island sits in the Korea Strait, halfway between Korea and Japan, 82 kilometers from the Korean coast. Strategic, isolated. Mountainous terrain covered in dense forest. Population maybe 5,000 people, most of them fishermen eking out survival from the sea. The island's military force? 80 mounted samurai and their retinues, maybe 200 men total if you count every peasant who could hold a spear, against 30,000. Think about that for a moment. The entire population of Tsushima wouldn't fill a modern stadium, and the force heading toward them was larger than most armies fielded in medieval Europe. This wasn't a battle, it was extermination with a schedule. Komoda Beach, northwestern tip of Tsushima, November 4th, 1274. The first boats hit the sand. Sukekuni had deployed his 80 samurai along the beach. Cavalry, because that's how samurai fought. Mounted archers who would ride out, announce their names and lineage, challenge worthy opponents to single combat, and display their martial prowess in individual duels that would be remembered in song. That's the warfare they knew. The warfare their fathers had taught them. The warfare that had defined Japanese combat for centuries. The Mongols didn't care. They came ashore in formations, disciplined ranks moving like a single organism. No individuals, no names, no challenges. Just waves of soldiers advancing in coordinated units, responding to orders conveyed by gongs and drums. The samurai loosed their arrows. The Mongols raised shields, actual shields, portable protective barriers they carried as they moved. The Japanese didn't use personal shields. Their archers shot from behind fixed defensive positions. Seeing infantry advance with mobile protection was something from another world. Then the Mongols returned fire. Volleys, coordinated volleys. Not individual archers picking targets, but entire units shooting together on command. Arrows so thick, the Japanese chronicles described them as falling as heavy as rain. According to the Sō Sukekuni, the chronicle of the Sō clan, some of those arrows were poisoned. A scratch meant death. Even a glancing hit became fatal within hours. Then came the sound. Japanese accounts from multiple sources describe it the same way. A noise like thunder, a flash like lightning. Iron objects that made a sound that shook heaven and earth when they exploded. Bombs. The Mongols were using gunpowder. The Nihon Kokujokushi, written around 1300, calls them fire tubes. The Hachiman Gudokun, written in 1360, describes iron fow that made a bright flash and a noise like thunder. Archaeological evidence confirms it. In the 1980s and 2000s, the Kyushu Okinawa Society for Underwater Archaeology found multiple bombshells in underwater shipwrecks off Japan's coast. X-rays showed they contained gunpowder packed with scrap iron, shrapnel bombs, thunder crash bombs, the Chinese called them. Imagine being a samurai who has never seen gunpowder. You've trained your entire life with sword and bow. You understand warfare as a contest of individual skill and courage. Then something explodes next to you with a sound that ruptures your eardrums. Your horse panics. Men around you are screaming, bleeding from wounds they can't see, shredded by invisible metal fragments moving faster than arrows. The bombs didn't just kill, they broke morale. They shattered centuries of military tradition in seconds. But Sukekuni didn't retreat. The Sō Sukekuni records that one samurai, a man named Sukesada, cut down 25 enemy soldiers in personal combat. Hand to hand, sword to sword. 25 men, that's not legend. That's documented in the clan chronicle, written by people who were there. It didn't matter. By the afternoon, the Mongols had established a beachhead. They landed at multiple points along the coast simultaneously. North, south, the strait between Tsushima's two main islands. Overwhelming force from every direction. Sukekuni organized a final cavalry charge. Nightfall. One last attempt to drive the invaders back to their ships. 80 mounted samurai, everything they had left, charging directly into a force that outnumbered them 100 to 1. Every single one of them died. Sukekuni, his sons, his retainers, cut down in the darkness by arrows they never saw coming, by explosions that shredded horses and riders together, by an enemy that fought in ways they couldn't predict or counter. Here's where the story gets worse. The Mongols spent the next 3 days securing control of Tsushima. They didn't just occupy it, they made an example of it. Villages burned, every building around Komoda beach reduced to ash. The Mongols torched homes while families were still inside. Survivors who tried to flee into the forests were hunted down by cavalry units specifically tasked with eliminating resistance. But it was the treatment of prisoners that Japanese sources couldn't bring themselves to describe in full. Contemporary accounts mention that the Mongols killed so many people and engaged in acts too horrific to detail. Later sources, written when survivors felt safe enough to speak, provide fragments. Women were taken captive. The younger, the more valuable. What happened in every territory the Mongols conquered? Rape. Systematic rape. Not random violence, but organized brutality designed to break the population's will to resist. Some prisoners were threaded through the palms with wire and hung from the sides of Mongol ships, alive, left hanging as the fleet sailed to the next target. A warning, a message to anyone who saw those ships approaching. This is what resistance costs. Japanese fishermen who saw the fleet departing Tsushima reported ships with people hanging from their sides like grotesque decorations, screaming, begging for death that wouldn't come for hours or days. The Mongols didn't keep Tsushima long-term. They didn't need to. Holding territory wasn't the goal. The goal was demonstrating that resistance was futile. They established martial law, maintained strict surveillance by land and sea to prevent any communication with the Japanese mainland, then moved on. If you love this story, tell us in the comments section, what do you think about the invasion of Tsushima? And tell us what Mongols invasion you'd love me to cover next.